and the season debut, series debut of What the Chuck. What the Chuck? Hey, the hit show on this channel, Bean and Mitch, has now temporarily been replaced with What the Chuck. As Chuck Schumer is your new majority leader in the Senate, and he's planning to call a vote on your third stimulus package as early as next week. And so, hence a new name, new vision, and same $12 ice cream. I'm so glad you're here. This is Afternoons LLA. Before this recording, we had Afternoons Check and then Third Stimulus, and now we have What the Chuck. If you missed those two recordings before this video, make sure you watch them. They're very, very important because they're going over really this two-path approach that the Democrats are using to ensure the stimulus package is finalized. Moreover, the second video goes over the deal provisions that are in the third stimulus package in more detail than you'll hear anywhere online. And it's important to understand that the push you need to be underway with is really important. The push to get certain deal items in the third stimulus package, because that bill will be finalized in the next 48 hours. I've been seeing some of your tweets. They've been absolutely incredible. So make sure you watch Afternoons Check and Third Stimulus, the two videos which are taped right before this one. I have so much to get to in this video. But first, if you've not subscribed, please subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. This is the most comprehensive, the most accurate, and the most around-the-clock reporting that there is on financial news and stimulus online. Also, like this video. It helps in the algorithm rankings. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, and Calcino VIP. I'll have a 15-minute update for you at the 15-minute mark and another one at the 30-minute mark. And wow, what a day it is. You know, I want to start with something that's very important. What's very, very important is that there's a lot of voices involved with the negotiations of the words of the third stimulus package. And that's why you need to be among those words to get involved with what is in and what needs to get out and what needs to get bigger and bolder. Hashtag SS200, hashtag FPUC Retro, hashtag Purple Power, hashtag MSC. It's important to know what's not in there and to fight for what needs to be in there. And this is very important. Now, what's also really important is also to know what's not currently in there and what's not currently coming to you. Every day this channel picks up new subscribers, and I really appreciate anyone that's a new subscriber to this channel. We're trying to add another 5,000. We're at 376, I think, today. So we're trying to add another 5,000 next week, and I'm so excited you joined as a new subscriber. But I am seeing some of the comments that are coming in to me and also some of the volunteers that help you get the rent and the utilities in this channel at news.la.com/community. They're in the description to this video. And I was chatting with one of the wonderful volunteers earlier today about how some new viewers that are coming into the mix are reaching out to volunteers with really, really peculiar questions. And these peculiar questions, I now know where these peculiar questions are coming from. They've left other channels to come here because they've been told such bizarre statements that then they when they come to me, they can't find that thing they were told about, and they're reaching out to the volunteers to help find that thing that doesn't exist. The important thing is that there's only a series of certain numbers that you know that are in the third stimulus package. $1,400 stimulus check for individuals, $1,400 for children, $3,200 for adult dependents, SSI and SSDI, $1,400 or $3,200. Those two numbers for the stimulus checks. Those are the only two numbers for the stimulus checks, $1,400 or $3,200. That's all there is. There is no $3,600 stimulus check. There is no $3,800 stimulus check. There's no $4,200 stimulus check. Then there's paid sick leave, which is up to $1,700 a week. That's not a stimulus check. There is $1,700 student financial aid. That's not a stimulus check. There is child tax credits, which could be $3,000 or $3,600. That's not a stimulus check. And it's actually not even a check. And so it's important to understand is that there's only two check amounts. Adult dependents, I believe, are 17 and up. I always forget that. That's a great question, Shara. There's only two stimulus check amounts. $1,400 and $3,200. So if you hear any other number, there is no other stimulus check amount. Hey, James, welcome, James, to the family. I'm so excited for you. And welcome to What the Chuck. James with What the Chuck. What the James. Thank you for coming to Purple Hawk member on the series debut of What the Chuck. So if you see anyone that's telling you there's a stimulus check amount other than $1,400 or $3,200, that is just hogwash. Bombshell, as someone just asked. Bombshell, it doesn't exist. Josh Rivera, hey, what's going on? And thank you for becoming a part of the family. Everyone, welcome Josh Rivera. ¿Cómo estás? Mucho gusto. It's just, there is no other amount. Thank you, Monica, for the super chat. Before I came on, so this is actually a pervasive problem because people are actually looking for these amounts and reaching out to the volunteers and saying, can you get this check for me? And they're like, what are you talking about? What check? The next problem that is happening is that someone is telling people that are unemployed, that don't work, that stay at home, that they can go out and get a grant, a business grant, or a grant for money. And a lot of volunteers have got to that question as well. And that is coming from another channel as well. Some channel out there is telling viewers that you can just go get grants because you live. You live, hence a grant for you. No. There's generally two types of grants under stimulus. There's a business grant and there's a rent grant. What's going on with the EIDL grant from 2020? Great question, James. So the EIDL grant for 2020 is in the following situation. If you applied for the EIDL grant in 2020, then you're going to get the remainder of your $10,000 EIDL grant or the full $10,000 grant if you never got a penny of it. If you're in a low-income community, they're going to reach out to you, sba.gov, with an email saying, hi, how are you? You can't do anything. You can't contact them. You can't say, hey, where's my grant? They'll reach out to you. After they go through the low income, then they'll get to the non-low income. That is, so you are in line. But for everyone else in 2021, someone out there on one of the channels is saying, you can go get a business grant, you can go get a grant for that, grant for this. No. There's a grant for rent, and there's a grant for what's going on with the light? So let me back up. There's a grant for rent, and that is all at the moment. Now you can get a PPP that turns into a grant. PPP starts as a normal loan and then turns into a grant. So I want you to be sort of a hawk that knows your numbers. Oh. So if you're standing like a hawk, you're like, are you waiting for this money as a hawk? And you're like, and then you see someone say $3,600 in a YouTube channel. And you're like, oh. It's like you should react really weird when you see that $3,600 stimulus check tile, because there's no $3,600 stimulus check. If someone has a 42, someone says multiple stimulus checks in the tile. It's just not happening. That's just, there's no such thing. Before I went on camera, I just did a sort of look around. So I did my little hawk look around to see what these other channels were saying, and these were some of the titles. Here's some of the titles. If you hear the title, tell me what's your reaction. True or liar? True or liar? The first one says, McConnell gives in $1,400 and a $2,000 third check. Think that's happening? What's your reaction to that title? McConnell gives in $1,400 and a $2,000 third check. false. Says William, false. Yeah, it's just no, it's totally false. It's not true. First of all, McCall hasn't given in. Second, I mean, you got me the McCall gives in because McCall never gives in. But before hey, Margaret, what's going on? Welcome to the family. Uh, everyone, welcome Margaret to the family. Yeah, I wish it was that. Yeah, don't we wish? So $1,400 and a $2,000 stimulus check. There is no such thing. There is no, we wish that was the situation. That's what the Purple Power is pushing for. $1,400 and a $2,000 stimulus check. But that is not happening. It's not happening. So McConnell gives in. Gives into what? Lobsters? Gives into $12 ice cream. He's not giving into $1,400 and $2,000 stimulus checks because Joe hasn't proposed that. Joe Biden hasn't proposed $1,400 and $2,000 stimulus check. So that title's absurd. It's a lie. It's not true. That same person had hey, Tad. The lemon. The lemon is laughing. Yeah, I'm laughing as well. I'm laughing as well. What's going on? What's going on in today's recording of What's the Chalk, the season series premiere? We're going over what's important to know and what's important to realize it's untrue. So if you see something crazy like what I just said, McConnell gives in $1,400 plus $2,000 stimulus check. The reaction is, what the chalk? What the chalk? I'm Chuck Schumer, and that is not happening in my house, in my Senate. Honey, that is not happening in my Senate. That is no. What the chalk? Okay, that same person had another video. Monthly payments, $1,400 and $2,000 was the title. Monthly payments, $1,400 and $2,000. So it wasn't enough that just one time, $1,400 and $2,000. Now that person's telling you you're getting monthly checks of $1,400 and $2,000. So you're getting $3,400 a month for the rest of the year. That's really nice. That's a nice promise. What the chuck? Not. What the chuck? I mean, come on, that is just such a darn lie. This is insane title of a video. $1,400 and $2,000 monthly payments. Yeah, they're tripping. And needless to say, it's a little crazy. As the hawk would go, oh. Okay, the same person came back with another title, as if that was not enough. Monthly payments, $1,400 and $2,000 stimulus check update next week. Wow, next week we're getting $1,400 and $2,000 every month. So I guess that's our January payment of $3,400. Wow, that's really incredible. Where do I sign up for this? Yeah, congratulations, you're getting $3,400 a month on that channel. Yeah, and then sure enough, by 6 o'clock tonight, 200 of those viewers are going to be reaching out to the volunteers. How do I get that $3,400 monthly check? And the volunteers will be sending me private messages saying, LLA, I don't understand why I'm getting all these messages from people asking for a $3,400 stimulus check. Did I miss something in your videos today? I'm like, no, they're coming from the make-believe land of Neverland and promises. That's the one viewer said. You look like a hawk that ran into electric fence. Okay, so that was first person. The other guy did this one. So this was going on elsewhere. $2,000 third stimulus check and a large check. Ooh, $2,000 and a large check. Well, I thought $2,000 was a good size check. But so now you're getting a $2,000 check and a large check. That's really exciting, that title. Needless to say, that's what the chuck. That's what the chuck. $2,000 and a large check. I don't know what large is. Maybe it's like $2,001. It's large. It's not Marco Rubio small. It's large. It's $2,000 third stimulus check and a large check. Ooh, wow, really exciting. Then that was one video. Came another video from that same person. Here's that title: $2,000 and a $3,600 third stimulus check. Wow. Now we're up to $5,600. The other channel was giving us, the other channel was giving us $3,400 a month. This channel's giving us $5,600 a month. Oh, what the shock. Oh my goodness. So $2,000 and $3,600 third stimulus check. Wow. That's just, you're rolling in cash on that channel. $5,600 a month you're making in that chat. Uh, you're going to get rich on in that chat. And by tonight, 200 viewers will reach out to the volunteers. What's that $5,600 stimulus check grant? Can I get it? Uh, they'll be sending me DMs saying, what is this $5,600 grant stimulus check thing? How do they get it? Okay, so then that same person was back with another crazy title. It's coming! $2,000 third stimulus check. Well, I don't know where it's coming. It's not coming to the United States. It's not coming in the United States. There's no $2,000 stimulus check coming anytime in the United States, at least not this week. The U.S. House progressives, they think it should be coming every single month to the end of time. But, all they do is write letters and then just sort of go have lunch. But it's coming, $2,000 third stimulus check. I don't know where it's coming. Is it, is it coming? Is it in your spam folder? It says, "Hi, I'm the heir apparent ambassador of Neverland, Neverland country, and if you give me 5,000 bitcoins, I'll give you $2,000 stimulus check." I don't know where this is coming from. And then the favorite one. That same person had a video with a title and an image that says multiple stimulus checks, $2,000 stimulus checks. Wow. Well, at least it's not coming. It's just sort of a wow. Yeah, wow. $2,000. Wow. Yeah, wow. Wow, multiple stimulus checks. Wow. The only problem is that that's not what's happening. It's like, $5,000 stimulus check. Wow. If only it was happening, but wow. $10,000 stimulus check. Wow. Wow. It's just, I don't, oh my goodness. And by the end of tonight, that wonderful volunteer for this channel is going to get 20 more private messages. How do I get that wow stimulus check? What wow stimulus check? The wow stimulus check from that other channel. It's a grant. It's a wow this. Now, that was two channels. Then there's a person on Instagram. Oh my God. I don't I don't see some of my OGs in the room from EIDL, but some of the OGs may remember this video. In fact, it appeared on EIDL 2 nights ago. If you tuned into EIDL 2 nights ago, I brought back a famous video. Thank you, Mommy Albert, for joining the room. Oh, there's Jean Crom. Jean may remember this video. Everyone welcome Mommy Albert to the family. Thank you for becoming a Purple Hawk member. Gene Crom maybe remember this video. There was a person on Instagram out of, I think it was New York, in August of last year that told women who take off their clothes in dance clubs that they could get an EIDL grant because they're artists. And the person actually made thousands of videos on Instagram about how you apply for a grant as a artist when you take off your clothes. David, thank you for the super chat. And that was actually it was so pervasive that I actually had to make a video mocking it because it was incredibly crazy. Well, there's a new version of that. The 2021 version of that is now out. And this 2021 version is a new person on Instagram. This 2021 person on Instagram is telling people, come to that person and that person will get you $100,000 grant under PPP, even if you never had a business. But before you do that, you have to pay that person $300. So the person sort of like gets it going all the way along and is like, yeah, come to me. I'll give you $100,000 from SBA money. You don't have to have a business. And the pitch is that they really need to do it. They're trying to spend as much money to help people out. I mean, strange sort of pitches to the story. But here's $300,000. And then they get them right to the very end. And they're like, oh, and by the way, send me a $300 so I can process this for you. It's a down payment, but you can just pay me back. And this person is out there on Instagram. And so that's just, that is La La Land. You dropped about 2,000 hysterical comments in yesterday's video, and let me go over some of your incredible questions and comments from yesterday's video. If you have questions in today's video, drop them in the comments below. Sally Warner, I was raised to make a promise. It's a word of gold. If I tried, it isn't so. So let's keep our words in this time of newly elected. Words of gold. I love that. Gladys Bullock. LA Late, what do you think? When do you think they will vote on the extra $200 a month for SSI and SSDI? Oh, comments like that worry me. Comments like that worry me because that viewer thinks that there's a bill and that it's going to the finish line when the SSI and SSDI is not in the bill and it's derailed and it's out of the bill at the moment and we're trying to get it in the bill. So here is Gladys. Thank you for that nice comment, Gladys. But this worries me because a viewer thinks that they're getting this money. And I know why, because other channels are saying they're getting the money. And so that viewer is hoping and ready to get this money because someone told them it's happening. Scott Treacy, LLA, these politicians need to use the KISS method on these things. If they can't do it, then proceed to the second KISS method. You know what I mean? Our death herring. I'm an adult dependent on disability. I'm praying we get something. Well, you are. The adult dependence amount in the third stimulus package is $3,200. Romaine Lerber. What's going on with the SSI and SSDI, the VA, the $200 that we were to give these people? They're still getting it? Oh boy, that's another one. That's a second one in a row where a viewer has been told somewhere else it's still in the bill. See, this is my concern. This is a comment from 22 hours ago where someone is still under the presumption that it's still in the bill when it's not in the draft of the bill, and that the viewers of this channel are stepping up to make sure it is in the bill. Repeat, the SSI, SSDI, Social Security and Railroad Benefits, that $200 add-on is not in the bill, so claims the the summary of the bill from the Biden camp. And that's why the followers of this channel are stepping up with hashtag SS200, along with hashtag FPUC Retro and hashtag MSC. Tammy Petty, love the show, helps me understand what's going on. I appreciate that, Tammy. Sis Dawes, I'm so glad some of us can still carry a good sense of humor with everything going on. Love the laughs. I appreciate that. Alicia Smith, I just got $400 for utility. Oh, great. Congratulations, Alicia. Dawn, is SSI getting the extra $200? Wow, that's the fourth view in a row that's still asking when they're getting the money. So this is very troubling. And again, this is coming from other channels. These are viewers jumping over from other channels where they're being told they're going to get $2,400 a year and that it's going to be finalized this month. Really troubling. Kevin Meadows, our forefathers are probably rolling in their graves at the state of the country. Congress has ruined it. Kathy Doan, well, this is a letdown. Biden opened his mouth and inserted a foot, but Nancy Pelosi's in the picture still. Well, of course, she's in the Congress. Becky Bosley, are people on SSI getting a check? Wow. Wow. That's number 6. That's the 6th person asking the same question. So this is troubling. This is very troubling. Malie Douglas, I'm still worried about us adult dependents will get something. I wouldn't worry about that because that one, I mean, if you're not getting anything, then no one's going to get anything because that one's pretty clear. Carolyn Smith, so how long does my son need to get his timesheets for hazard pay? Oh, that's a great question. I got that question from someone else. Hey, thank you for these super chats from Barbara And from Frida, dancing pair, and another dancing pair. One pair is playing the instrument, and another pair is drinking that sangria. We decided it was sangria. So Frida with the thank you the two of you for the dancing pair. Thanks Sue and Frida. Uh, so that's a great question. Your timesheets, the original here hazard pay of Nancy Pelosi, the third of the Heroes Act, did it back to January of 2020. So if you can pull to 2020, get those ready. I love that question. So that's Carolyn Smith. She's ready to kill. She's ready to pounce on the hazard pay. She's ready. I love that. So really great news. And then says Martha, are people on SSI still getting the $1,400? It was never $1,400. That's even more unusual. No, that it wasn't even $1,400. And at the moment, they're not getting anything because it's not in the bill. That's why we're pushing. If you have questions in today's video, drop them on the screen and I'll answer them now about anything. Yesterday on this video, when I went over the importance of getting documents ready, let me give a short recap of that now. If you're ready to pounce for a business grant or business loan on the third stimulus package, you need to have all your documents ready that it could confirm your existence, whether it's bank accounts or corporation documents or anything like that. And so you need to have all those documents ready. Bank accounts, social security number, anything that verifies what you're gonna, who you are and what you are. If you've done an EIDL or you've done a PPP, it's basically about the same documents. SSI gets the $1,400 stimulus bill, and maybe the $200 per month is what you've been saying, LA. Correct. Unless you're an adult dependent, because there's some adult dependents who are on SSI, they'll get $3,200. How much will dependents get from the third stimulus? Adult dependents will get $3,200. Children under young kids will get $1,400. Great question. I'm a single dad. There you are. So that is the papers for businesses. For hazard pay, the papers for hazard pay, you want to have your timesheets. Anything confirms how many hours you worked, not a W-2. Something that shows how many hours you worked, because that's going to be very, very critical. Then, for hazard pay, do we need a copy of every pay stub since January? Uh, Billy, that's a great question. So some of these things are sort of an overwhelming amount of work. Some of them are easy for you. So if it's easy for you to get anything that confirms your hours over a duration, then that's great. For example, let's say you have a year-end statement that shows, 900 hours in the year 2020. That's great. You don't have to do January and February, March and April. If you have a summary statement that you get from your employer, that works. If these things are very overwhelming, then you may want to decide, hey, I know where it is, but it's too much work to do now. But if I have to do it, I'm ready to stop what I'm doing and go get it. Basically, so you sort of know where the documents are, but it's too much work for you to do right now. And that when you know you have to get it, you'll stop what you're doing and you'll get those documents right away. Uber and Lyft, someone asked a really great question. So Uber and Lyft is a big problem. The Uber and Lyft is that per gig work, and we have to figure out how to switch the gig work to hourly work. So you're gonna have to figure out how many hours it takes for each of your gigs. Thank you, Frida, for the super chat. I really appreciate that. How are you? So thank you for the super chat. Um, and there was another great question which I missed on the screen. Anything's for us U.S. Marines? Nothing unique because you're in the Marines, but you would qualify for everything else that I cover on this channel. So you would qualify for anything else that you would ask for. Adult dependents, $3,200. Uber and Lyft. So yeah, Uber and Lyft, you need to make sure you have a way to account for stuff on an hourly, even though you're paid per gig. Um, so U.S. Marines, you can get the business loan if you want to start a new business. If you have kids, you can get the kids stuff. Um, I've been in the Corps for 20 years. Oh wow. And if you have kids, you can get the kids stuff that are covered in this video, in this channel. If you need rent assistance, you get that as well. I don't think we're gonna get the. I don't think so. I thought we were gonna get the $1,400 like everyone else, though the $200 was something separate. Jody, great comment. And thank you for bringing that up, Jody. So let me explain this SSI, SSDI, where it belongs and how it belongs. Let me go over this because it's not clear. Joe's transition papers were very detailed and talked about a lot of things, some things that don't belong in a stimulus package, like the schools, like the infrastructure, and like fixing Social Security reform. And for a while, I said, hey, that the SSI and SSDI would be a standalone bill, and it would come after this. It would come after third stimulus. That's what I said for a while. But what happened was there was a series of news reports that came out that said Joe's thinking of fixing Social Security system, and he's going to get to that next year. Well, that doesn't sound like what he's planning to do with the SSI, which was two things were to fix the system, and one was to give stimulus because of COVID. He said it's stimulus because of COVID. So stimulus for COVID needs to get paid out, pretty soon. You don't pay out stimulus for COVID after COVID's over. And so suddenly it looked like there was a sense of urgency to get the SSI in this bill. Now, if they don't put it in the bill, it doesn't mean it's dead indefinitely, but it should be in this bill because it's a COVID relief item, if that makes that clear. It belongs in the bill. If it's not in the bill, it's not dead, but it should be in the bill because this is where the stimulus is going. SS 200, absolutely. Do you think the $200 plus $1,400 were promised is the likelihood? That's asking me to guess about these elected officials and their veracity. These people have said things 1,000 times and that ultimately they change their opinion. So it's really hard to gauge where they're landing. So it is hard. Uh, so there you are. Wow, at the 32-minute mark. Wow. And I didn't give you an update of the 15-minute mark at all. So wow, what an afternoon this is. This is Afternoons LA with the series debut of What the Chuck, replacing Being a Mitch. And in this video, I went over the reaction, what the chuck, to viewers when they heard strange numbers elsewhere out there for stimulus. The viewers of this channel have gotten very smart and very sharp. They know the stimulus check amount for individuals is $1,400. They know the stimulus check amount for adult dependents is $3,200. They know other things out there have numbers to them, but they're not stimulus checks. And I went over a series of reports that's talked about a series of channels that were throwing out numbers like $3,600, $3,800, $2,000 plus $3,800, $1,400 plus $2,000. Understand that's all untrue. It's what the chuck. What is that? But it's important for you to focus on the numbers you are entitled to and get your documents ready. As soon as they pass this, when it's passed, the push to get the money will be first come, first serve. So hazard pay people, get your timesheets ready or at least know where they are. Business people, get your business papers ready for whether it's a business grant or business loan, Social Security number or EIDL. Hey, Cody, thank you for becoming a Purple Hawk. And rent, make sure you have that lease ready or ready for, and utilities. You want utilities, get ready for that utility bill. If you've not become a Purple Hawk or Purple Power or Calcino VIP, consider doing so. The link is in the pinned comment to this video, also in the description, and also at the top of the chat. Meantime, if you've not subscribed, please subscribe. This is the most comprehensive channel, now 24 hours a day. We're delivering programming around the clock, and we're at 93 million views in 9 months. Our focus is to get to 100 million views, so make sure you watch today's videos. On Afternoons LA, there were 2 taped videos right before that. Go watch them right after this one. First check, and then third stimulus. That's Afternoons LALate. With 1,500 people in the room and 700 likes, let's see if we get those other half of the people to like up the videos. So see if we can get 1,500 people in the room with 1,500 likes. Meantime, I'll be back with you tonight on Evenings LALate. 2 live recordings. First, I'll be back with Check, and then second, I'll be back with Purple. The first video is about 6 o'clock, and the second one's about 7 o'clock. And with that, thank you for joining me for the series debut. It was a lot of fun. Chuck thanks you. Mitch misses you, but he'll be back. He'll be up. Being a Mitch will be somewhere in the future lineup of this channel. Have a great afternoon, and I'll see you this evening on Evenings LA. Stay informed, stay smiling, keep smiling, and stay of LA for more.